Howdy everybody, my name is Ventus and this is Quinn's Compendium. I am sitting down today. Let me just do this. Jesus, oof. That video, loud as all hell. Now, today is a little bit of a special one because I am going to be streaming, but I am actually going to be doing some work as well. I had a thought, like about a week or two ago, about how I thought it was really strange that disappearing corpses in video games aren't really thought about and talked about in the thought, like the analytical space of games. Like, I'm sure there have been some video essayists and academics or whatever who are talking about what does it mean to have corpses disappearing in video games, but I've not encountered any, and I think myself that it is a little weird. So I thought, hey, why don't video games ever sort of make it a part of the story or of the gameplay? As in, I'm just starting to research this because a lot of this is just in my mind and things I think I know because I've been playing video games for a long time and I've got a lot of memories of them, but I'm not sure. Like in my head, in Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, the old one, not the new one. I don't even know why they started with all that stuff. In the old ones, I think that when you shoot someone, which first of all is a little weird that we're having so much fun doing that, but that's a whole different topic. But when you shoot someone and they die, they leave a gun, you like turn around or walk away or something. A little time passes, and then if you come back to that area, the corpse is gone. And of course that makes sense from a technical perspective. Video games need to clean up behind the scenes because otherwise they would run out of memory or like run out of processing power, and keeping track of those things can bog a game down, especially a game such as Haze, which we're going to be looking at today, because it's a console game. It was quite forward for its time, had like a complicated self-built engine, and ran at 30 FPS on the PlayStation. On the PlayStation 3, which was because of technical considerations, as far as I can tell. I've got a hair in my mouth. Now, Haze does things a little different when it comes to the actual disappearing of the corpses in a way that other games kind of don't. Because, like for instance, let me go back to Call of Duty. In Call of Duty, which is a game series that's been criticized a lot for its quite lax attitude towards the political and societal implications of the content inside. Like, let me first of all make it really clear. I'm not against first-person shooters or violent video games. I love playing Counter-Strike and Dota and, you know, popping heads and blowing dudes up with magic and stuff. But I do think there is a space for games that try and reckon with all these things a little more. And I think that space is where something like Haze is actually like wedged in. A little bit of background about Haze. It is not a particularly well-received game. It had a bunch of issues when it came out. Hang on, what? There we are. It had a bunch of issues when it came out: glitches, gameplay problems, lack of optimization, and other things. A lot of people also criticized the plot, which we'll get into, and I think there's definitely a lot of really good things about the plot of this game, which I've not replayed in 15 years, I don't think. I played it once when I was 12, maybe 13, and I haven't touched it since. but I remember it quite clearly. There's a lot of these things that are coming back to me, like this intro cinematic. This is not even the intro cinematic. This is just, I think it's the marketing video, but I remember now seeing this on the screen. But in my head, there's a very specific scene, and we'll pause and talk about it when it comes up, because it's right in the beginning of the game, and that has stuck with me and is sort of laying the foundation for this essay that I'm planning on writing on the consequences of player actions in FPS games or something like that. I'm workshopping the title. Anyways, I think we should get into it and have a look at what Haze does, what it does well, if anything, and what it's all about, you know. So let me start off by unmuting this, and little warning, this might be loud. So I'm gonna crank my own volume up. Jesus Christ. Right, here we are. I've got quite a hefty duck on, so I hope that first of all I need to check that I'm sending all of the volume your guys' way. Yep, very good. Sweet. Game, you stop that, please. Right. Let me press start on this. Here we are. Okay. Settings. First of all, sound. Music. I'm gonna turn you down to like this. Same with the sound effects. And speech. I'm gonna keep the speech up a little bit. Voices through the headset. I don't know. Like this is an PlayStation 3 game that I'm playing on my Endeavour OS Linux system through an emulator, because I don't have access to a PlayStation 3 anymore, and even if I did, I wouldn't have access to Haze, because when I actually played it, I think I rented it in Blockbuster, and then played it the entire way through in one rental period, which was quite hefty. I think it was like 4 days or something. I don't know. I do not remember. I just went and got the games and then played the games. And right. The format for today. Sorry for my little. I'm buffering. I can crank this up there. Now you should have the same sound that I do, and I think it's a little loud, so might want to turn it down. But then again, I'm also not getting the duck in. Right, the format up here, right above me, we have got the notes that I'm taking all throughout. Why killing bad? The notes here are mostly just to note down names of characters and like where are we, what are we doing, in the short form, and any specific like really important moments that we get into. We'll talk about it for sure. So let's get into it. I've not replayed this, and I'm being very serious. I've not replayed this at all in 15 years. So it is very fresh and also very old. So I'm hoping to approach this from an analytical space with a completely clear mind. Of course, I do have my memories. There's no change in that. So no matter what, I'm going to be a little bit biased and colored from the experience with it I've had before. But let's start off. I'm rambling. First of all, let's have a little bit of a talk about the UI for the difficulty setting here. This reminds me quite a bit of Wolfenstein, with the whole like you're a baby if you play on easy, and you're a guy if you play on normal, and you're a tough girl, you're a tough man guy if you play on one of the harder ones. Except here is just text, and the UI is quite clean. It's got that honeycomb pattern in the back, and of course the stylized haze up in the corner. You've got no guts, soldier, for easy. You've got some guts for normal. Your guts will be spilt all over the floor on hard, and then extra hard. You need to complete Haze in campaign mode in order to unlock this difficulty setting. So, right, I'm not going to be able to. I think I'm going to go with normal, just cuz. And then we're hopping in. Fight the good fight. The world needs heroes like you, those who stand tall in the face of evil. By joining Mantel, you have taken a bold step towards a better world. Thanks to you, dictators like Skincoat have something to fear. The world is proud of you. And a little bit of background that will be told almost immediately, I think, is we are soldiers for Mantel, which is a large corporation, and that in itself is sussy. Like, this game has some very overt themes.
My name is Shane Carpenter.
Let's listen to the guy.
I was born into a world of war. I was born into a world where unless someone makes things right, they'll never be right. I was born in 2023.
2 years ago, apparently. This takes place. Sweet ass.
Feeling good, buddy? You look psyched, hell. You look so good, I wish I was you. It's gonna be a fun day.
We're on guard at the top of the world today.
There's views there that would put your imagination to shame.
Come on, man. We're late. Later than, I can't think of nothing, man, but we're super late. Come on. Sir, was it a good transfer?
You looked pretty beat last night, but we're gonna get you fixed up and ready to move, buddy. Don't you worry.
Thanks, sir.
Sir, buddy, we're both sergeants. You don't have to call me anything but my name. I'm Morgan DeVal. This is Corporal Pesci.
Hi there, sir.
Lance Corporal Tier,
Good morning, sir.
and we call this one Watch Strap.
They say that because I'm skinny, see? Like a watch strap, sir.
Your pack slipping, sir. Let me give you a hand.
This comes back later.
Hope you like that track as much as I did. I'm sending big love to my homies rocking it on the front line. Just to let you know that we're all rooting for you, and we're looking forward to seeing the boys back from the Boa region real soon.
Crazy stuff happening out there in Boa. Ethnic cleansing, skinning people. It's crazy.
Crazy. Nothing we can't handle. Heads up, my boys. It's that time again. Sure is better than coffee and a slap in the face.
I am so ready to liberate some natives. Hell yeah! Boosh!
Alright, we're just gonna hold up for a second here, because I'm thinking, and I would like to chat a little bit about all of this, right? To start off with, I feel like our squad is quite dude bro. They're like they seem like frat guys in a way, and how they talk, and like the line "Let's go liberate some natives" is like insanely insensitive, which I find to be very interesting, because already here the game is sort of showing its hand in some ways. That I don't think that anyone who was playing this game immediately just felt like these guys are like the best and like let's go. The radio call operator call out very much felt like a callback to Vietnam and like good morning Vietnam vibes, you know. All right, this is gonna come back later. So you could probably spend a decent chunk of time just pretty racking on the graphics of this game, and especially also like the controls and the handling and everything. But look at this, everything has that, like the honeycomb things and the yellow and grey and everything. It's quite corpo in a way. It's like a little bit like Wayland Yutani. All right.
What's cooking, boys? Hey, Sergeant Carpenter, what's up? Me and my crew here are rolling with you today. You got me, you got Gilroy, and you got Wood.
Got Wood? Corporal Wood, sir. I've heard all the jokes. We are ready to get saddled, sir. We're on the observatory today. The sun is shining, and it's a great day to open a six-pack of Check it out!
Jesus, Harold
Squads 451
Christ!
through 567. Abandon observatory guard duty. Scramble to crash site ASAP. ASAP.
All right, that's us. Scramble. We need to get to the crash site and get those pilots.
And back that nectar shipment.
Everybody,
The party's
mount
coming
up
with
and
us,
move out.
boys. Let me see those eyes, soldier. You been getting your meds?
I'm fine.
You crazy son of a bitch!
You trying to get us all killed?
I'm fine.
Morgan, I think he's okay. You're okay, right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Look at me. You're not fine. You're not on this dropship and you're not on this mission. Go park your ass in your bunk. I'll deal with this when we get back. Dumb bastard. Take her up! You're lucky I've got your back, Carpenter. You don't want a liability in the field. Believe me, buddy. Up and at 'em!
Raven Alpha track trace route. Raven Beta track through copy. ETA 0300.
It's a good day for a medal! You feeling righteous today, boys?
Sir, yes, sir! Boosh!
Boosh indeed.
Yep, we're open for business!
What? No beer?
There's no poison in my team!
Sir!
That's fun.
Coming!
Oh, George Miller.
Yeah, damn! Yes, sir!
Isn't he supposed to be
That's
directing
toast.
Nick's Mad
To
Max?
freeing some hearts and minds! To freeing this country that the Lord forgot about! While he's away, let's go do his housekeeping!
To hearts and minds! Hell yeah! To hearts and brains! Boom! We're coming!
Listen, buddy, you know how it is. I don't mean to sound hard on Tyr, but I need to keep my guys safe so we can do our job. I want to keep you safe, too. I want us all sitting around the table for Thanksgiving, proud of what we did for these people.
Okay.
Base 1, this is 555 actual. I've got a man on deck left behind. He's missed his meds. Please take care of him.
I get the answer there, thank you.
Look!
Alright,
Hold on!
we've got our
Sorry, sir, I
controls.
can't get you any closer to the crash site! Way too hot!
Set us down. We'll march it.
He was talking to me. Take us down.
Alright, so Duval here has quite a sort of like an alpha dude bro vibe to him.
Push on up! We'll take the high road! See you at the crash site, buddy! Move this thing
Kaboom.
now! Let's go, go, go!
That's
Let's
weapon
go!
switch.
Yeah, don't be shy!
I got you covered, buddy! Move on up!
This is it, son! Time to run the bank for the boy! Hey, at least a
Alright, let's see. Here we are. Okie dokie. So, as you can see, it's Oop. Collect the Lobo. I will collect the Lobo. Whee! Nice. Kaboom! Okay, 1 second. I need to write some things down because the guys in our squad, the rhetoric is quite, I don't know, gung ho. They're almost excited. They are excited to be here, but they're also like almost having just like it's just fun and games to them. Let's actually pop some of this nectar. So the base conceit of the game is that we have this drug that's in the left side, the N. So if I'm then I'm charging up and drugging myself up, and that will give us like extra bonuses about so that we move faster, we can take more damage. The zoom is further, we move quicker, and the most important is that the enemies, wherever they should be. I'm gonna go into the video and just up the brightness quite a bit. I don't even know if this does anything. Yes, please. Ah, nice. Right. It looks a little more fugly, but at the same time, it's quite important because we need to actually look into the underbrush every now and then. So all of this is about disappearing corpses. Like, as you can see, quite obviously.
I got a mag full of bullets with your name on them.
Sure you do, buddy. There are no corpses around, even when there are guns that we can pick up and ammo pickups and so on.
Let's go.
And that's because we're taking this nectar thing. So if I jack myself up again, woo, you can hear the music changes, gets pumpy and high energy, and if you're not administered anything, then you don't actually have the music, and you get in.
The satellite says you're coming up on a valley packed full of bad guys.
Kaboom. All right, let's look here. Like, look at this, and then just slowly fades out, and is gone. And the enemies are quite camouflaged. They have the same basic colors as the forest around us. So they... Oh, another cutscene.
Bombs free.
Kaboom. Rico. So, when you're not... if you're not boofed up on nectar, then this is looking extra ugly because I've got the brightness cranked up. Alright, so basically within the first 10 minutes of the game, we have been just popping up, doing war crimes, eh? This is a decent little tutorial into using the scope. Don't worry. I am already there, Duval. Right. Kaboom. Indeed.
Hey,
right,
Carpenter, how you enjoying your nectar?
Great, I feel like $1 million. My senses are sharp.
Slow down there, buddy, or you'll run out of cliches. By the way, if you haven't already, you've got to try sniping on nectar. Shooting fish in a barrel doesn't even come close.
You killed Wood. Whoops. I accidentally killed that guy. Ooh, I'm getting beat up from behind. Not great. What? Why are you shooting at me? Jesus, no! Jesus. Alright. Seems like it's just... because I accidentally shot one of our guys. Alright, let me just try and relax for a little bit. Alright. Whew. That does it. Okay. That was a little weird. Are you sure about that, Mr. Rebel? Alright.
Carpenter, Nectar, what's your status?
I'm getting there. You think the pilot can hold out long enough for us to get to the crash site?
If I were you, I'd be more worried about the cargo. Either way, we need to speed this up.
Copy that.
They are very much setting it up that, you know, Duval is thinking about the cargo, about the nectar. He's obviously been on this for a longer time than the rest, or not necessarily the rest, but at least us as Carpenter have. And that means that he's more ready for all of these things, and he's sort of already, you know, taken the pill and is ready to do the bidding of the company. Okay, I think we're coming up on it now, actually. So let's calm it down just for a minute. Listen to the sounds of the jungle and everything. Everything's quite, not necessarily tense, but it's more low key. It's not nearly as high pumpy as it otherwise would be. Yeah. Rhythm. Oh, there we are. And so it's not as pumpy. It's quite more low down. It's more fitting for the environment that we're in. And then we're coming up on the story beat that I remember quite vividly from those 15 years ago. And when I was sitting there 2 weeks ago in my favorite little queer cafe, having my pancakes and drinking my coffee, and I was reading the essay Cathartic Warfare, which I've got right here. Let me practice my sponsoring segments. This book, Critical Hits, is very nice. It features a lot of different authors on different video games and their experiences with them, and sort of what they meant to them and how they interact with them and everything. So yeah, you've got Cathartic Warfare by Jamil Jan Kochai, who writes about what his experience with being African American and interacting with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and 2, the old ones when they first came out, and how that sort of felt and was, and just how difficult it can be to be part of the minority that is being vilified and used as the enemy without any clear distinction between, like, there are terrorists and not terrorists. Because Call of Duty is not particularly what's the word? I forgot. Sorry, my English is failing me. It's not particularly nuanced when it comes to its depiction of minority races in America and their portrayal as other people. So, like, when you go into Afghanistan in Modern Warfare, you don't have a single brain cell dedicated to thinking about what you're doing. Let's have a look here. So this is all quite kaboomed, you see? Not great. Then we go through. And that's a fucking jump scare. Do you believe me when I said that 12-year-old me got fucking frightened hearing that for the first time? Aye? Not great. And then we came up...
Morgan! Duval!
up on this, yeah. See here. This is the actually, let me pause for a minute, because I want to capture this as it really is. So I am going to go over to this screen and also do the recording here, and I'm going to be turning off my microphone until we're through on the other side.
What's up, buddy?
You guys okay?
We're fine.
You sure?
Yeah. Why?
That screaming.
Just an animal. Just an animal!
Yeah, I heard you. How far are we from the site?
Not far. Push up. We'll see you there. Then we can get some chow.
Right. I am not joking when I say that voice line, just an animal,
I'm all yours, Sarge. Just show me the bad guys.
has been stuck in my brain. For real. I've had that. I've been able to recall that with almost perfect clarity. Shh. Alright. Since way back. And it's that's what I heard in my head when I was reading Cathartic Warfare, and I started thinking about these like depictions of minority groups and you know the people that the oof, I'm not great at this double talking, and ooh, that's a chopper. I'm gonna crank down the brightness again because everything is dangerously overexposed. Let's see. Oh, I am not great at this. I used to be absolute ace with a controller, but these days I am out of practice. Okay. Just listen to those voice lines. It's amazing. So silly. The silliness is, I would say, next level. It's almost like it's so satirical that it feels like I think it actually works really well for how the game is. Like, look at that, and then just...
Alright guys, I think that's the last of them.
Look at that, he's actually staking around, and now he's gone. Yeah. I would love to do a little comparison of, like, if you shoot a guy, and then... What, can I... Oh, I can interact with it.
Looks like you opened a can on these guys.
Oh, I can't.
But they stole our nectar, man, so what's the point?
They got away with the nectar. Still, you might as well check on the pilot.
Might as well. Like, listen to that guy, yeah. Might as well look check on the pilot. Okay, let me just sit back. Oop, there he is.
Hey.
I'm here.
Hey.
Other than the dialogue,
Hey.
this is where the game starts
Here.
tipping its hand.
You hurt?
Look at me. Can you see me?
Yeah, I see you.
Do you know what I used to do before I joined up?
Don't worry about that. You can tell me later.
I was a boxer. Semi-pro.
¡Os mato, hijos de puta! ¡Voy a acabar! Shout me up another one!
Administering.
Let's get out of here. Let's go.
Dude, we knocked these asses down like Skittles!
45-1 actual requesting evac ASAP.
Copy that, 451. ETA 4 minutes. Just make sure there's a calm spot for touchdown.
Okay, guys, let's clear the area.
Clear the area? Looks pretty clear to me.
Yeah. Hey, you getting newbie nerves, man?
Hostile!
Clear him out!
Okay, let me talk for a little bit. All right. Injured pilot. Also, just an animal. Said twice. Scream and laughs heard right before. Pilot. No obvious injuries. Still passes. Can you see me? Imagine this for a moment, right? Because I remember what a shock it was for me when I first thought about, oh shit, the Nectar is making it so I can't see all the war crimes that we're committing, all the killing and the injuries. Like, people aren't looking injured, and things, they disappear, and everything is very sanitized and game-like. And at the time, this was like, oh, this was a mystery to me. I was like, what's going on? Like, oh, where's the pilot? Or maybe I even thought, and this is me trying to remember, so it's very, very uncertain if this is how it went. But like, maybe, oh, there's something like a conspiracy or something going on, and maybe like we're crazy, and maybe it's just like bad game design in the sense of like, oh, what, didn't they think about you turn back and the pilot wouldn't be there? Like, that's weird. Why would they do that? And yeah, so all of that became. Oop, is that one of ours? Why? That's noisy. So noisy. They've set this up in a brilliant way. Turret placement for arcadey fun, like fish in a barrel, as he said. Like the game, like this section, the enemies are quite obviously set up for you to just mow down without anything being a problem, aye? In the sense that, oh, why are y'all standing on over there? Ooh, and that's another very interesting thing. That's another interesting thing. Enemies have names in subtitles. Right. You see what I'm getting at. Duval is, first of all, Duval is in red down below, which also not that subtle, I'ma be honest. Kaboom! And every time the resistance fighters or the rebels or whatever we should call them, whenever they're talking, first of all it's in yellow, and it has their full name in it. Where our guys is in red, and we've only got the last names, which to me, and this is a point of analysis, right? So this is sort of how to do the video essay, is finding things like this, and then not just noting them down, because noting them down is quite easy. I'm taking notes as well. I could probably do this and say, okay, add a little extra section and goes humanizes enemies, draws attention to humanity, or something. And just not faceless mooks compared to our guys. Our guys, Mantel soldiers, wear helmets, except hero, except actor characters, literally faceless mooks. Aye. So in this way, we've got the thing that we've noted, and then what it actually matters from a, like, how why do we notice this? Why is it important? And all of this is to draw a thread through, did Haze, when they were coming up with the gameplay and thinking about this with like, oh, we have disappearing corpses because we need to have disappearing corpses because that's what you do in an FPS. Did they then think about it like this and go, yes, of course, we need disappearing corpses because we are in a world where that's happening? Or is it like, would they have done it regardless and then not really thought about it? That's a bit of a self-fulfilling statement in some ways, because of course we know the game does this with the plot. We know that this is built into it. But it's also, I think it's very interesting to think about is, like, they're trying to say something with this that is using a like clearly defined and regular convention in video games, disappearing corpses, in a new way, and to sort of to take some kind of a stance, because I'm the sort of like irritating academic that will go, everything matters. Like everything is saying something about something, even if you're trying to make something like not say anything about anything and just this is not a political statement, this is just a film. Everything is a political statement. Everything is a statement. Every action taken is a text to be read. Either you have the conscious choices of the message being delivered. Like, what do you actually want to tell someone? But you also have the subconscious or like unconscious decisions that are in every message. I'm coming at this from a historian angle because I did my education at the University of Copenhagen. I am a bachelor in history, yada yada, and all of that. And I'm coming at it from sort of thinking about actual text, like letters and archival material, like especially with letters, when like a very simple idea is some important person is writing a personal letter to another important person, and you can take that as like, oh, they're talking about something. They're like, oh, he's telling the other guy about his day or whatever. But then you also can look at the unconscious parts of the letter, which is like, what kind of shorthand do they use? It's a thing in itself that it's sending from person to person. That implies an interpersonal relationship that can tell us something about the class relationships of the time, like who talks to who using letters and all of this. So in that way, a text is more than just the message that is trying to be conveyed. It also has a message that it's not trying to convey, but is there regardless. And that is how I want to look at video games. So Haze has a very specific anti-war statement. And then in the then it becomes a conscious choice to draw attention to corpses are disappearing, something hinky is going on, in a way that other games do not. I remember BioShock has some of the bosses that are things you need for the taking pictures part of the game. Those corpses never disappear. They stay in the game as long as you need them, because you need them at some point. And the game will then note down like where they died, how they're looking, all of that. But with regular faceless mooks, then they turn into like lunchboxes or something that you can open up and loot afterwards. So in that way, they are actually making a conscious choice to distance the player from the action that they have taken by arcadifying sort of the physical evidence of a killing. And this is what I would like to do the essay on in general, is sort of centering it on, we are simulating killing. which is a horrible action in real life, of course, games aren't making us like violent people, or they're not corrupting our youth, or maybe they are, and that's why I'm bi. I don't know. But even then, that's a pretty good deal. I get fun and fun twice, thrice, whatever. And then we still have a culture that sort of celebrates the violence in video games, and there is an unspoken, like uncomfortable underground in the sense that violent, like pro-war performances in video games are used to recruit people into the military in certain parts of the world, specifically that I know of, the West and the United States of America. It is very likely, in some ways, that if you play a cool guy in military in your early years, and then you get approached by someone saying, hey, you want to be a cool guy in the military, that, of course, can help you, help convince you to join the military, which I think is not good. But yeah, I'm rambling a little bit. Let's get back to the focus of this stream at all, which is the notes above me. Because the single most important part of researching for a thing like a video essay or an essay in general is to think about the implications of the things that you notice. That's my approach to it. Like, I am both going digging, like I'm like trying to pull it apart and find extra things, but also, and I think this is more important, especially for something where when it comes to the specific, like the meaning behind the choices of the developers, is going through it and not tearing it apart, but rather having a look at the overt, these are obvious choices made. I think it's of equal import what choices are not made and sort of what things are left just to convention. Because thinking of the disappearing bodies, if that's a thing that, let's say, this is hypothetical because I've not spoken to anyone on the Haze team. I don't claim to do that. I'm just, to have done that, I'm just some guy on the internet who thinks this is very interesting. Like, they've obviously thought, hey, disappearing bodies is part of our game, and that's a choice they've then made to engage with. The default choice is to not actually think about it, but if there is the possibility for thinking about it and doing it different, and that being important, then there is an equal amount of importance on the not thinking about it because it's not important. And this is where I'm gonna have some difficulty in my writing process, is how to explicate this topic and this part of the concept. But we will come back to that. Let's shoot some mooks. Give me your foot, boy.
Lock and load.
Locked, loaded, exploded, exploded. Nice. Do I have a melee? I'm not sure. Do I? That's nades. Oh, whoopsie. Kaboom! That's Nectar. Ah, that's the melee. Whoosh. They do that all the time. Hello! We are at the extraction point, and let's gung-ho hop our ways into this helicopter. Whee! Nice. Alright, let's see where this takes us, and then I'm rounding it all up.
See you real soon! That was like taking candy from a crippled baby!
Insensitive.
Pow! 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 Yeah! And we did all that and we were a guy short! Man, I'm gonna kick Tier's ass when we get back!
Yeah, kick his ass. I got some real nice pigs, sir. Real keepers. Sticking them straight up on the side. Did you see the pilot?
I can't believe those little rats got away with our nectar.
I said, did you see the pilot? He looked healthy.
I heard you the first time, buddy. Let me run this by you. Say you're in the field and you've got 2 men injured. If you leave them both, they'll both die. So you could save one, but the other would still die. What do? You save one, right? Of course. You prioritize. Now you're asking me about something that was not a priority. So no, I wasn't looking. We went there so our men could get their meds. But those rats, those goddamn rats got away with our meds. And we need to settle the score. And their time will come.
Pictures up! What's for dinner?
Same as yesterday. Shit cakes and elbow grease.
That explains your breath, man. What in the hell?
Looks like someone's been throwing grenades on the damn deck.
Nectar
What happened here?
Not
above
sure,
people.
sir. Everyone was down deck at the time. We're waiting for official word.
Yo, Sergeant Carpenter. This is some pretty crazy shit, Miss Pot. What? You just gonna stare at me like you want a piece of my ass?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to say anything.
That's fun.
Communist? Dude, we practice freedom of speech around here.
Yeah. For instance, I'm free to say that whoever sent that encrypted signal off the South Beach is about to get a hurtin' put on him, biatch.
Copy that, bad boy. Motherfucker thinks he's gonna get picked up by the rebels, but he's gonna turn around and find our feet crammed up his ass.
Right, let's look here. So, nades and nades. So, I remember what happened here, which, mild spoilers for a game that's 17 years old. Tyr, the guy at the start who got dismissed, who was not on his meds according to Daval on the Nectar, escaped and sabotaged the carrier from here to try and
What happened up here?
tries to join up with the rebels. It's very interesting that Duval is like explicitly comparing Nectar to people and prioritizing property over people. That's like a non-controversial statement in a lot of ways, but like at the same time, it's very much something that certain economic and political systems do. Right. Now we've caught up Michael Miller, Gavin York, all these people that I do not really know about.
Skinning camps was raided and disbanded by our allied forces. Head of the Promise Hand dictatorship, Gabriel Skincoat Marino, who earned his nickname by wearing an overcoat made from the flayed skins of his camp's inmates, conveyed his total disregard for democracy and the lives of his countrymen.
Why doesn't the general tell that skin coat guy to go suck some balls?
He doesn't need to. The general sent us here. That's his message.
But I'd still love to hear him say it. Go suck some balls, skin coat. Yeah!
Yeah, wait till we get our hands on him. We'll fucking show him what our fucking people think about skinning people and fucking eating people. Yeah!
Report to dropships for immediate dust-off. Squads 441 through 676.
That's us!
This way.
Alright, I think I'm gonna stop it from here, because I've got more than enough for a bit of it, and I could play through the entire game and just ramble on, which I'm not going to. But already the game is showing a very specific message. It is trying to point out that there are issues with military industrial complexes coming into South American lands and any land that is not like the home front to pursue like hard power, hard influence, and that this sort of militarization is in part enabled by a societal culture of people being lesser, people being not important, of militaristic propaganda, and the devaluation of certain people over other people and over some kinds of property. We've barely scratched the surface. Actual playing time has been like 35 minutes and max, maybe 30 minutes, right? And already it's showing quite an overt message with all of this. My job as an essayist is to take these things that I notice and then try and find a common red thread betwixt them. And for the wider project, I would like to gather data for how long does it take to for a corpse to disappear when you have no nectar? Is there a change when you have nectar? And look at that, and then compare that to other games. Like, is there a long time between you killing someone in Call of Duty and them disappearing? Do you have to be not looking at them? Do you have to be in another area? Is it like a distance despawn? And these different kinds of things, so that we can set up some like a comparative analysis, which I've only done with historical trends and things in history. Comparative analysis is usually used for taking like two different ways of talking about something or being for something, and then putting those two together in a new and interesting way. Is sort of a good way to do it. Looking at my lights are slowly going out. Looking at different ways to approach the same issue or the same political concept. And yeah, so I've already got like half a page worth of notes. Yeah, about half a page, I would say. And most of these can be put together into like a sensible little blog post. Actually, I'm gonna make this into a blog post. So if you're interested, have a look at blog.quins.com, and that is Quins with a C, where I post my thoughts sometimes. So I'm gonna be taking the things that I've gone here, then I'm gonna go through and like, what does propaganda like Vietnam mean? Is a callback to the Vietnam War. Examples like good morning Vietnam. A war that had with era-defining anti-war sentiment. Insensitive language, tier dismissed, no nectar by Duval. Sensitive language is sort of the superficiality of the mission, of the larger mission. Do the soldiers even care about the actual people they are liberating? My guess? Nah. By Duval. Duval is set up as a controlling, prickly person. Supposedly, you're the same rank, but he constantly takes charge and assumes control. I'm gonna change this military to soldiers. Yeah, this is weird. Obvious from the get-go. But what form does it take later? The rhetoric is quite gun-ho. This goes back up to the above. Just an animal. This is very important, I think. How they see people, especially their enemies. Dehumanization is needed to commit atrocities. Like, Duval says this just an animal, which is right after you hear the big scream, and is specifically in response to Carpenter saying, hey, what was that screaming? And then Duval goes, just an animal. Like, as in, he confirms he's heard the same scream, and to him, it didn't sound like a problem. One of the things with Nectar, let's put in Nectar here. Nectar drowns out visions and sounds of atrocities. This is the primary conceit. Primary conceit of the game. Very important. One of the gameplay ways that this is communicated is that when you juice up, the music goes all pumpy and like starts actually like banging down the road, and is more fun music rather than the less fun like tense jungle music. And that, oh, I'm singing. This is because I need to wrap it up. And that, to me, very important, very, very important for all of this, is an interesting thing. Okay, I need to say this out loud before I forget it and like move on. It's a super interesting thing because disappearing bodies is not something that Haze came up with. It has been in games for a long, long time before this, and would be a long time afterwards. But that is just one way of arcadifying the act of killing and making it less jarring, probably, to be killing people in games. Like I could imagine it's not nearly as fun to play Halo if you've got the actual evidence of all of your carnage once you walk back through the same hallway. I've not played Halo for a long time, so I don't even know when or where or how their body despawning works. Oh, excuse me. Right. But it all comes back to Hotline Miami, doesn't it? In Hotline Miami, when you're done with a level, once you've done deeply uncomfortable, unimaginable violence to a lot of people who would do the same to you over and over again until you finally get it right and you're the most efficient at killing that you've ever been in that level, because this time you killed them all, then the game prompts you to go back through all of that carnage, all of that blood and guts and bodies, without being able to do anything fun. And that's very interesting, because that's another way to reckon with this, with the conspicuous use of bodies that do not disappear, where Haze plays into the actual, the already existing history and like convention in games, but still uses it as a way to make you think about the actions that you're taking. Okay. My lamps are out of power. I myself am getting very tired. That's the wrong one. This is the right one. Hello, everybody. Hello, world. Yeah. It's time for me to put this on the shelf and probably write a blog post about it tomorrow. But that will be for tomorrow. Yeah. So I hope this actually felt a little bit like how to research. If you watch this and it makes no sense, it's a ramble, it's like you get nothing from it, please let me know. And also, if you have anything that you would like me to touch on, please let me know as well. You can reach me on Blue Sky at quins-compendium.bsky.social ? Yeah, .social. I'll put a link in the description. And I need more lights. Do I need more lights? I need better teeth. I need more lights. And yeah, and I'm getting distracted. Don't be distracted. No fighting. You can find me on Blue Sky. Post me on there, message me, whatever it is they do, or maybe give it a like, this video, this live stream, and a subscribe if you'd like to see some more. I intend to talk more on this topic, like how to do the actual research, because I think a lot of people are thinking, I would love to do like video game essays or video essays of some kind, but I have no idea how to approach it. Like, how do I take good notes? What's actually important? How do I do it in an efficient way? Because let's say you have a game in front of you that's like 10 hours to complete or more, 20 hours to complete, like fully. How do you even approach that from a way that makes sense? Because I think a lot of people would find that very daunting. And you need to approach these kinds of things with a sense of poise and rationality. With a goal in mind. Like, what are you trying to do? What is your question? What are you trying to answer? And keep your eyes and mind open. And that's about it, actually. So, sweet as. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you again very, very soon. My name is Ventus. This has been Quint's Compendium. And I just like talking about video games. I hope you're all very safe, drinking lots of water, eating great food, and I will see you again soon. Yeah, that'll be all for me. Thank you.